when I got my driver's license, this was the time when I already had a phone. So I went, hey, let's start using this GPS app. So to this day, if you handed me a paper map in a car and said, I'll be waiting here, get to me by the end of the day, I will not get to you by the end of the day. So you're telling me our parents' generation used paper maps? Paper maps? That's what pirates used. And isn't that even more dangerous than texting and driving? I was talking to this gym yapper at the gym, and he's like triple my age and subtract some. And he was talking about this new expensive gym that opened up somewhere nearby. I was like, oh, I didn't hear about that. And he goes, it's off Highway 30. You take the exit onto Mondstadt Road. Oh, I know Mondstadt Road. So near the McDonald's? Well, yeah. And then you turn onto Bright Crown Canyon and then blah, 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 blah. Dude, you gotta say left of the McDonald's or behind the McDonald's. And I could see in his eyes the, dang, these young bucks don't even know road names. Alright. This is because when I got my driver's license, I didn't do much exploring. I just went to school and McDonald's. I didn't go much on the freeways. And then when college came around, I didn't bring a car, so I never built the survival instinct to internalize freeways. So it dawned upon me recently that those freeway signs have exit numbers. So when my GPS was telling me, take the next exit onto Mondstadt Road, exit 30, I thought that exit 30 was just her wanting to say something. Maybe she's bored, I don't know. Because all I need is the white text of Mondstadt Road while I'm on the freeway. I don't care about no dang code words. But once I started to drive in unfamiliar territory, I would be like, oh, I need to get off Fontaine Lane, exit 20. Oh, that's what that sign means. Wait, but why not just say get off Fontaine Lane? Okay, so I googled it and the exit number tells you the miles between each exit, or maybe it's just a simple exit 1, 2, 3, or the number can tell you if you're heading north, south, east, west, and sometimes there's letters after the number. Yeah, I'm glad I'll never have to use a paper map. Recently, I had to mail a package, and I've never done that before. So I sold one of my watches on the internet, and I don't really know what to do now. I put it where the buyer paid for shipping, but it's asking me to pay for a shipping label. What? And it's $12. Okay, so I've bought stuff online before. I know this gets taped onto the box, but is there more that I have to attach? So after Googling a lot and remembering packages that were sent to me, it seems that I just go to the United States Postal Service and yeet it into the blue box. Wait, so I need a box, right? Where to get free boxes? Mailing shops and hardware stores would love for people to take their surplus of cardboard boxes. Okay, let's go. So I went to UPS. As I was waiting in line, something caught my eye. The store sells small cardboard boxes and it had the exact dimensions I needed, but it costed $5.95. So I set it back on the shelf and just kept waiting in line. And then the social anxiety set in. Wait, I'm practically asking for freebies. I'm gonna look like a goober who doesn't have a box when everyone else in line has a box. I straight up looked back in line if there was, that type of girl you see at the airport who puts all K-pop idols to shame, but then you never see her again. Literally, if there was a girl like that in line, I was gonna leave the store and go somewhere else. I'm not gonna get caught lacking when she's there. Thankfully, she wasn't there, but the line got 2 times longer. But everyone here was like double my age. I'm next in line, and there were 2 workers. A girl in like her 30s to 40s, probably 3 kids, could make a mean locomoco, and a guy who looked super bored. I was hoping to get her instead of the guy, and I got another hit of, yo, what am I doing here? People are gonna think I'm a brokey who can't afford a box. No, I just don't want to spend 6 bones for a small box. You guys are the weird ones. Guess who I got? I said what I was practicing in my head for the past 2 minutes. Do you by chance have a cardboard box you don't need? Oh, yeah, probably. Big or small? Small. We have 1 box over there. Will that be good? Oh, perfect. It was not perfect. It was like medium sized. Okay, here you go. Do you guys normally give out boxes every day? Not really, but you can check around the store. That's where our recycling is, but every box is flattened out. Oh, no worries then. Thanks. So I went around the store, and it was just an empty lot. No recycling to be found. She baited me. Okay. Guess I can hold on to this for the future. Man, and you know what? I don't think hardware stores or mail stores would carry that small of a box that I need. Box? Hey, yo. In my closet, I kept a box I had received when I bought another watch. And guess what can fit in that? A watch! So I carefully peeled off the shipping label. I kind of scuffed up the box, and it seems this will do. But I didn't want to pack everything and tape the box shut that night because I kept opening up the watch case scared that the watch despawned, and then the buyer would give me 0 stars saying, "You scammed me! The box is empty!" So I would wrap everything up the next day. I waited in line and wanted to physically hand off the package to a real person. The line was long and slow, and one of the workers kept spamming, "If you already paid for a shipping label, then you can simply drop off your package in the blue bins over there." And I had to act like I didn't understand any English because she definitely was talking to me. But I was waiting in line because I didn't even know if this was how you prepare a package. Thankfully, I got the nicer of the two again. So is this all you need for me?" And the nice lady said, "Are there any hazardous materials in it?" "Nope." "Then you're all good. Can I get a receipt?" "No, of course not." And she said it just like that. Man, why are you so mean to me? A week later, my watch got itself to Maryland and I got paid. Except they took a bunch of fees on me. So guys, riddle me this. What the heck is a shipping fee and the shipping label fee? Why do I gotta pay shipping 2 times? I didn't even go to 2 places. I spent most of my life on the computer, and I still don't know how to build a computer. I had this traumatic experience in the past when I tried modding one part of my PC, and the thing decided to go oof! With my first ever paycheck, I decided to buy myself an SSD to upgrade my HDD. If you don't know much about computers, the HDD is the reason why your computer takes 30 years just to boot up, and then 30 more years to open up Google Chrome. But I wasn't actually swapping my hard drive. I was just gonna add the SSD in and keep my hard drive because it has all my stuff in. So I had to first physically mount the SSD into my 10-year-old pre-built desktop from Costco. It was kind of annoying, but I managed to do it. Now the hard part. I copy-pasted all of my data from the hard drive into my new SSD, and then I wiped out my hard drive data. I went on to turn on my desktop, and I got hit with the blue screen. Your computer has no boot drive. What? I knew I'm not cut out for computer building. I thought I could fix this by the end of the day, but I couldn't. That was the most humiliating part. Going to sleep knowing that my computer is unusable. I had to try and make a recovery on my parents' old computer just so that I could boot up my PC. And after hours upon hours, I had to compromise and start on a blank slate. Now I could finally boot up the computer, but I had to reinstall everything I had, and it was so exhausting because I used my computer to feel less exhausted. Years went by and I started to get used to this fresh start. Wow, SSDs are a night and day difference. That's the extent it goes to, right? Nope. I didn't realize that when it asks you where do you want to install your video games on, I thought it didn't matter. Oh, just the one that has more storage. I would play this game called Wuthering Waves, and I got it the day it was released. It had a rough start, and my main issue was that it took forever to load the game. Months went by, and I thought it was just an optimization issue with their code, and also because my PC was 10 years old. So I would boot up the game, go do something else, then click join, and then wait a couple more minutes for my character to load into the game. Straight up, I think it was around 8 months of doing this. And I was thinking, yo, this is cringe. This game is still heavily unoptimized. Are people on Reddit complaining about this too? No, not really. So when a new update comes out for the game, you can pre-install the files in the launcher. My hard drive space was getting pretty low, so I decided, maybe I should reinstall the game onto my SSD. And then it clicked. Wait. Does it make a difference where I install my games? Is this why Wuthering Waves was so slow this entire time? So I reinstalled it onto my SSD, and what do you know? The game loaded up so much faster than before.